traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at Acacia, JPM, Amazon, Google, Bidu, Baba, and Ntes. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames, and we use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. And people, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. We are doing live intraday action, trying to find the best trade setups so we can all make some money. The more eyes on the market, the better chance we have to find the next trade. All right, well, let's get right into the daily of ACIA, and let's try to figure out what this is going. So live action a couple days ago, we were looking at the charts, and it looks like we have a slight head and shoulder pattern on here. We have the neckline started coming in really, really nice. They popped it above, never confirmed, boom, right back down to the 618. We might possibly retrace back into this area. If we do retrace back into the neckline, this is your shorting area. Or at this point, yeah, I even like this, 103.78, 105, and possibly this gap fill right in here at right around 110 or so. We'll see how this thing reacts with the markets. If the markets start to sell, I still believe this is going straight down with the rest of them. But right now we're holding the 618. Let's see if we get some bearish consolidation ready for the next move. The head and shoulder pattern though will take us right in here to the $75 area and possibly into gap fill if the markets are selling right around 67.73. So be careful with this one. You know, it's a little choppy, sloppy, but it's not bad, and that's some possible lower prices here to come. So let's look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart, a little bit better. You could still see it. It's not, you know, I would love to see a better, you know, a little bit clearer on this. And hold on here, let's stick. That's that one there. So that's the pattern here, and that's connected there. Anyways, but yeah, so right now we're holding this pivot top here on this big green bar. We did come into the 618, but ultimately we have the 20 MA coming in here as well. So like I said, 79 to the 77 area, and then if you go back to the daily, you have the gap fill right in here, you know, roughly around 63 bucks. But here, let's go back to it real quick. Where was that gap fill? Yeah, no, right around $67. That's your gap fill. So, and if it does go lower, you got this little pivot here. So, you know, one step at a time. Let's see what pattern develops here, and then we'll take it from there. Let's go to JPM. This one has earnings tomorrow. That's why I want to look at it. I don't know which way this thing's going, but at this point, we came into some support. We're in the 50 MA. It did bounce up. Let's see if we can get up into this area. And if we do, I think we should add some shorts up here if you're not already short. If it goes down, just let it go. I think if it gaps down, you know, honestly, we'll probably have good earnings. You have a gap fill here right around the 66.60 area, and then the low pivot, and then the gap fill right here around 65, and then this pivot low around 65.11. It is JPM. This is the real Bank of America, so we'll know more tomorrow. Maybe we just have a flat, but you know they're going to come up with something where a little better than expected, in my opinion, just to make everybody happy. You know how that works. On the weekly basis, though, you know, nice retrace back into this high pivot, man, until we get above this. I mean, maybe this is there. Again, everything's running up into earnings. Let's see if JPM can crack the 70.55 and keep going. That's going to be the big test for this one. Anything else? No, that's, I mean, chopping around just like the markets. Big inside bar. This is the test. This is pretty much what they're all doing, running up into earnings. Let's see what happens tomorrow. I'm pretty sure this has earnings tomorrow. Let's see. Next one is Amazon. Amazon today, again, we're just chopping around up here at the highs. You have that trend line that I've drawn in there. Gosh, it almost kissed that trend line and kissed the 20 MA. Man, you know, that would have been a good long today, but we didn't. We'll see where this thing closes tomorrow, Friday close, and it's going to be a big day tomorrow with some of the bank earnings coming out. And again, we'll probably just have a pause day doing nothing because today was a little bit nutty, but you never know what tomorrow will bring. Weekly chart. Amazon, same thing. We're still above that trend line. As long as we're hanging above there, it's in a fine bullish stance. If it starts getting below the trend line, it starts coming back, then this one's going to be in some trouble. It is another high flyer, and we've been talking about that on a monthly. It's a little bit stretched, needs to come in, but again, it might do one pop on earnings. We'll short it, and then boom, we'll ride it back down. It's a pretty simple trade, guys. Just got to follow the charts. Google. Google was down $7 today, 7.69. Let's go to the daily. Yeah, you know, I mean, it gapped down with the markets and it could not get above this 20 moving average and the 618. I mean, it was just chugging along. But you know what? It did catch a bid with the markets, but it still couldn't recapture these moving averages. Or the 20 MA, it did hit the 50. It did hit almost come into these low pivots. That's another reason why the markets bounce. But again, this one's just chopping around up in the range. We're above the 50, not above there. So we're still bullish, but let's see what happens again. And going into earnings, if this one gaps up, definitely short it. And if you're already short, ride it down if it gaps down. And again, weekly basis, we tried to break out, came back in. Now we have an inside bar bearish pattern. They tried popping it here on the weekly. We're going to see where this thing closes tomorrow, and then we'll redetermine where this one could possibly go. But we're still going into earnings. It still can't get above the all-time highs here, right around, what is it, 819.86. Came in, got rejected, so we'll see. I'd love to see it close below this low candle here, but that's wishful thinking. We'll see what happens tomorrow. If the markets gap down again tomorrow, anything's possible, guys. Anything. Keep an eye on China as well, and see if we could get a little sell-off in that market tonight. Let's go to Bidu. Bidu, what a beast this thing's been, and then finally it's coming in. We are short this one, and man, if we could get down and fill this gap down in the 167 area, we'll probably cover half, and I'm still thinking we can get down in here about the 155. But let's look at the daily here. Daly's been nuts. And this was great. We added more shorts up here, and that was the right thing to do. So we pop up, come back in, pop up again, then they start just dumping it out. We did hold the 200 moving average. We almost filled the gap here today. I would have pulled some off, but we did not get there. I like that area. I like this area. And you got a couple gaps down here, but ultimately I like the 7, down in this pivot area here if it keeps going. Now I'll wait for a pattern or possibly another retrace back into this area, and then we might go down one more time. So hopefully we'll get a little more downside. I could cover half, shoots back up. We'll add, maybe a $10 to the position, and then we'll short it again. But we'll have to see where earnings are on this one because this one could go anyway. But if I have half, I'll hold on to it. The other thing too that, was what I was looking at here, we tried getting above this trend line, and it barely did on this candle here. Hold on. Come on now. It barely did on this candle here. I mean, just on it, and then we got above, never confirmed, and right back down. So that's catching my eyes. If we get below these moving averages on a weekly close, then for sure we're going here. And also, you could put this trend line in this one if you want to do that. You got some support down in here too. Actually, we'll go, well, you go right about there. So, it's kind of going in a pennant pattern. See what we can do on the weekly close, and then we'll redetermine where this one could possibly go. We do have a little topping tail and never closed above there. Not a true topping tail, but you got to keep track of that because it is, bulls push it up, bears came in, pushed it down. They allowed it to move up here, then boom, right back in. So you got to be aware of that. Now we're below the 50. If we get below the 200 and the 20, this one could possibly go lower. So be careful with this one. And once we get above that trend line, maybe, actually, let's see here. I don't like it when it's sloping that much. Let's stick one up here. Let's see, because I know I had one up here before. Yeah, there you go. That's a little better. Yeah, so it never got above there and right back down. So that's a trend line that you got to keep an eye on, guys. So I knew there was another one up there. I had it in my old chart systems, but yeah, I mean, we tried it, got above it, never confirmed, and right back in. So be careful with Bidu. Like I said, we can steer step to 150, 140, 131, and then I don't know if we'll get down there. That was a flash crash of August. So, but yeah, keep an eye if you're long on Bidu. Just be careful. We came up here and filled the gap too, so that was a big resistance as well. So be careful with this one. And then watch China too. China starts dumping, then these are coming in. Baba as well. So Baba had a great day. We covered our short on this one. I mean, you had to. Went to the 50 MA, the 618. That's where you cover it. We get a bounce. If it comes back up into this area on the daily, 106, 107, we'll do it again. We'll do it again until it gets above the 110 and keeps going. If it never does, we'll have it short. It'll come right back in. I still think we're filling the gap around 91, and I still think we're coming back here at 81.72. This run up here, I mean, we were at 60 bucks, guys. We almost went to 110 in a short period of time. Just stocks don't move that much. This thing would slow grind for years to get up there. This was all on the height. Remember this area where it couldn't get through, and then finally on news and earnings, pulled back inside bar, blast off, came back, retrace, blast off again, more news in here, chop, chop. But look at this, we came back in, consolidation, they tried popping it, filled the gap, and that's when it gap and crapped. So beware by Baba. Just be careful. If you're long, take something off the table. Don't be afraid to. Because next thing you know, this thing's crashing on earnings, and we're right back down to this big area here, the $85 area. So again, 618, we got above the 5.0 retrace. It's not terrible, but I'd like to see more tighter consolidation up here before it moves up, and I'm not seeing that in this reversal bar on the weekly. If we close down in here, that's telling me lower prices possibly ahead. Then if you look at the monthly showing, stretch chart. Here's your 20 MA. We went right into these, everyone who bought BABA at the IPO, they're all stuck here. They all become sellers, and that's what's holding this thing down. If it starts moving down, you might get these sellers start to panic and just say, you know what, I'm out of this thing. A year and a half later, or 2 years later, I'm finally getting back to break even. Get me the hell out. And this is the big breakdown bar we were looking at too, and it got above it, never closed, and that's right around 105.50 or so. So beware of that. Just be careful with the high flyers. That's all I'm saying. Ntes, speaking of high flyers, another one. This one too just keeps on chugging away. Intraday action was interesting though. Came right back. I mean, this is where we covered. I had a couple puts, made some good money. And look at that, straight up. Thank God I covered, because I'd be right back to square one if it moved up again. Then it came right back into the 200, 5.0 retrace, and then bounced up. If you look at the 60-minute chart, has some support in here as well at the 20 MA. So that's the other reason why it came in, and then it bounced and came right back up. Never confirmed below the 20 on the 60-minute chart. Daily though, daily just chopping around, not bad pattern. I mean, we had a little tail up here, never closed above the all-time high, the 262.82. Of course, the high is 270 now, but it never closed above the old high, so you got to keep track of that one. It is consolidating in a bullish manner. I believe earnings are coming up, so you got to be careful with this one. It could pop up on earnings, but if it doesn't, I think we're going straight down. Not straight down, but a good old-fashioned sell job here. So we'll have to see what happens on the weekly. I'd love to see it come in a little bit more and close maybe around the 255 level, 254 level, and that could possibly lead to lower prices. But ultimately on the monthly chart, this one is stretched. This one will be coming in. It's just a matter of time. Just like here, stretched, came in, and this is a real good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars up. 6 months up. This is almost due. We might get a little more. If this one pops on earnings, you have to short this one, period. All right, guys, that's it for today. If you have any questions or comments, please email me at stockbookie@gmail.com. Please subscribe to my videos or my YouTube page. Like I said, we've been doing live sessions, and those have been going really good. We got a couple of trades in there the other day, a short that we already covered, and the more eyes on the market, the better off we'll be. And just bring your symbol. Let's go through these charts and try to find some more trades and make some more money. All right, guys, thanks again for watching. I really do appreciate it. God bless. See you on the charts.